Welcome, Tailoring Talkers, to the Tailoring Talk Show if you're listening in your podcast player. And if you're watching the video version on YouTube, welcome to the Tailoring Talk magazine. I'm your host, Roberto, bespoke tailor, menswear designer, shoemaker, and I do loads of other things as well. Thank you so much for being here. Before we start, please, if you're listening in Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave us a rating and a review if you have a couple minutes. It really helps people to find the show. And if you're watching on YouTube, you know it's the usual. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, join in the comments as well. I always love reading your comments, and you can also get in touch with the show on your podcast player. There should be a text to show link, and on YouTube, just drop me a comment and I reply to every single person. So, today we have a response episode to an article that I saw in the Times, and it's written by Simon Mills, called The 18 Things Middle-Aged Men Should Never Wear in Summer. It's a subject that gets talked about a lot every single year. I mean, certainly if I'm fortunate enough to have the time to go on holiday, it's something that comes up in conversation because, I mean, even just sitting in an airport waiting to get on a flight, I see so many disasters. But there were some things that Simon mentioned that I really wanted to comment on. He starts the intro to his article off by talking about how once he was in the company of Hardy Amy's, a famous Savile Row-based tailor, and he was wearing a linen suit, pale blue shirt, Simon, not Hardy, and a knitted tie with Church's loafers, and he was wearing cufflinks that he was very proud of, and Hardy Amy's told him that cufflinks are aging. Firstly, I disagree with that. I don't think cufflinks are aging. I think they're a sign of class. We don't get to wear many accessories as guys in terms of jewellery and that sort of things. Things like watches and cufflinks and tie pins. You know, they just elevate an outfit. But to say that they're aging, I do not agree. I think they do have a place. So if I was wearing linen, I wouldn't be wearing a double cuff shirt. I'd probably be wearing a single cuff shirt. But certainly if I'm wearing a full proper sort of business-like suit, shirt, tie, or a dinner suit, then I would totally be wearing cufflinks. A lot of my clients have got big cufflink collections that they're not using. They've got beautiful cufflinks. A lot of cufflinks are presents and things, and they've got sentimental value. So use them. Don't worry about them making you look old, because I honestly do not think that is true. So anyway, let's get into the 18 things that Simon thinks you shouldn't be doing if you're a middle-aged guy and it's the summer season. So he starts off at number 1 with trunks. He says, a glimpse at Johnson's Instagram feed, he's talking about Boris Johnson, will put you off garish print swimmers forever. Main thigh length is what he recommends. Think prime Bjorn Borg from All of Our Brown Are Best. Actually kind of agree with that. You definitely don't want them below the knee when you're in your... I don't even know what middle-aged is. I guess middle-aged is sort of if you're in your 40s to 50s, that sort of age bracket. But yeah, you definitely don't want them below the knee because then you just look like you're trying to be some sort of surfer. So I do agree with Simon on that. And he says you don't want them too short, as in above mid-thigh. And I agree with that as well, because unless you're in really good shape, and I'm talking Daniel Craig Casino Royale shape here, you don't want your shorts too short. About mid to sort of lower thigh is about the right kind of area. I think lower thigh, if you're a bit more powerfully built, which means overweight, and if you're in reasonably good shape, then mid thigh is probably about fine. But yeah, not too high. Don't put them below the knees. You're good. So Simon and I, we are in agreement there. Number 2, friendship bracelets, which he says are AKA mangles. So friendship bracelets are those things that you see guys wearing. They're like beads or, you know, cloth bands or whatever that go around the wrist. I totally agree. I think there is a time and place for these in life, and it's definitely when you're younger, not when you're middle-aged, because you just look like you're trying to recapture your teenage years or something. I don't know. I just don't think that they're very classy. Apparently, if you watch Clarkson's Farm, Simon says, that you'll notice that Jeremy Clarkson always has a wristful of them. And I haven't seen Clarkson's Farm, so I'm going to have to go check that out. But just the thought of it, I'm not looking forward to it. So we agree there. Number 3, linen shirts. Step away from the bland Alan Titchmarsh pastels. Go for olive green or navy blue. Yes, they can be a bit Cameron in Ibiza, but Uniqlo does really nice inexpensive ones that will last literally not even a season. Throw them in the bin and you have to start again, which doesn't help with landfill and the environment, all that stuff. Anyway, I don't know what he means by bland Titchmarsh pastels. So I kind of disagree with him here. Look, linen shirts are meant to be kind of fun. They're the sort of thing that you wear when it is hot, often associated with being on holiday or with time off, or being with being a little bit more laid back and casual. If you are someone who has got a yellow-based undertone to your skin, so you're fair-haired or red-haired, pastels, softer colours are going to be in your wheelhouse, and they're going to be the colours that suit you the best. So by all means, you should wear them. And if you're someone who's got a blue-based undertone to your skin, so you're more a sort of winter colour, and you're more colours that suit you best are ice colours and jewel colours, then you're not going to wear pastels. So, for example, I'm someone who's not really into pastel colours. They kind of wash me out. But I've got friends who are redheads and fair hairs, and they look amazing in pastels. They really complement them. So I disagree with him here. You've got to go with the colours that A, you feel the most comfortable in and the most confident in. And also, if you've done a little bit of homework and you're a bit more tuned into what colours do and don't suit you, then go for it. Pastels, do whatever you need to do. So yeah, disagree there. So that is 2 agree, 1 disagree. Number 4, buttons. 1 shirt button undone is for British countryside weekends. 2 undone is acceptable for the Mediterranean. Okay. If you must undo 3 or 4, chest hair has to be trimmed or completely depilated. So he's saying that you can undo 3 or 4 buttons, but you have to have a smooth chest. Yeah, I kind of agree with that, because I think if you've got a hairy chest and you're really showing all of it, then you probably need a gold medallion as well. Stavros, sorry to all my Greek viewers and friends, there's lots of you. The whole thing with shirt buttons being undone, I have this conversation with clients, because some of them will tell me that they have 3 or 4 buttons undone during the working week, which is completely inappropriate. Like, I don't think you should be unbuttoning more than 1 button on your shirt if you're in a professional environment. If you're in downtime or you're dressing kind of smart casually to go out somewhere, then I would say maybe 2 buttons undone and 3 or 4 so that you're exposing this much chest. I think the only time that you do that is if you're by the swimming pool on holiday or you're at the beach and you're wearing, you know, sort of like a casually cut linen shirt, a proper casual summer shirt. So I kind of agree with him on that one, but there are a few rules that I tend to kind of abide by and advise my clients to stick to. So there we go. And if you're someone who's got a really hairy chest and you do not like the idea of waxing it or shaving it or whatever, then just keep yourself buttoned up. Easy. Number 5, cotton knitwear. Looks good in the store, fits nice on the first wear, and then here it goes flaccid, saggy, and baggy in all the wrong places. So I think what he's referring to are, you can get polo shirts and you can get lightweight sweaters that are knitted using cotton. Look, I think when it's hot and it's summer, you're either going to wear some sort of shirt made from linen or a linen cotton blend or some sort of cotton, or you're going to wear a t-shirt. I don't think really there's many guys that are going to wear like a knitted sweater made of cotton. It's just, for most of us, it's too hot. You don't want to sweat. Polo shirts might be the other thing that you'd wear. But regardless of what it is, I think quality is always important, because the more you invest, you get a good quality garment rather than this sort of cheap fast fashion stuff. Then it is going to last, and it's going to hold its shape. It's going to wash and launder well, and it's going to look good for a much longer period of time. So I think that's more a buying and investing sensibly point, rather than you can't wear knitted cotton. So I kind of disagree with him there. Sunglasses with a suit at number 6. Acceptable at summer funerals, but do you really want to look like an aging East End gangster or a retired Aussie cricketer? Now look, you don't wear ski glasses with a suit. That's not what you do. Or for my cycling viewers out there, you don't wear your cycling glasses with a suit, obviously. But if it's sunny and it's hot and it's bright, you don't want your eyes getting burned, like your retina's getting burned. Wear sunglasses. There's nothing wrong with it. They're not here to show you, but I've got a pair of Ray-Bans that have got a gradient lens, so they're darker at the top, and then they sort of grade out so that you can still see the person's eyes, but you get the shade blocking from the sun at the top of the lens. And I wear them with a suit like every single day. I mean, I use those glasses 7 days a week. Wear sunglasses with a suit. Don't listen to this guy. Seriously, what a load of bollocks. It's nonsense. If it's summer, it's hot, it's bright, it's sunny. Wear sunglasses, guys. Don't worry about it. And so what if you look like an East End gangster? Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Number 7, funny slogan or band t-shirts, as in rock band or whatever t-shirts. He says are for the bedroom only. No one in Devon or Tuscany cares that you survived Ayia Napa or you are with this idiot. Did you really see Led Zepp on their 1975 North American tour, etc.? He says t-shirts should be plain colours, white or navy blue, and with a crew neck, which is what you see me wearing right now. I kind of agree with him on this one. I think when you get to a certain age, it can look a little bit like mutton dressed as lamb if you're wearing t-shirts that have got tour dates and stuff on, especially if you're not in good shape, because if you've got a tummy and you've got all those tour dates sort of running down the front, what happens is the letters kind of start to run out over the curve of your tummy, and it makes you look bigger. So I'm going to come at this from a different point of view. Most guys that are in their 40s and 50s have got dad bods and they want to look a bit more athletic, or as athletic as they can. And my advice, this is the bit that I agree with Simon, is that, stick to plain t-shirts with a slightly trimmer fit around the kind of armholes and the bicep area. Because that will make your shoulders look broader, it will make your biceps look a little bit bigger, and it then de-emphasizes the width that you might be carrying around the middle. And me personally, my t-shirt collection is literally plain whites, plain dark navies. I've got some greens and some pinks, but I've got dozens of just plain white and plain navy t-shirts in the sort of fit that I've described, and that is pretty much what I wear during summer in my downtime. So there we go. Band t-shirts, I own them. But they're definitely nighttime, they're sort of like a pajama substitute for me. So there you go. So I kind of agree with him, but I don't agree with the sentiment that he's put forward. So hopefully I've given you a little bit of styling advice there, that's useful. So plain, white or dark blue always look great with denim, and smart trainers as well. We'll come on to that because he does mention that. And that's the most flattering look for you if you want to look your best. Number 8, rucksacks. I've got a real thing with rucksacks. I get clients asking why the shoulders on their suit jackets or their casual jackets are stretching out, or why they've got a little bit of wear and tear on one shoulder and not the other. And I say to them, are you carrying a rucksack? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, why? That's what's damaging it. Anyway, so Simon says, away from trail and mountainside, rucksacks are infantilizing, and tech conference generic. You're not a French student on a London language exchange, so buy a beach tote with handles, not back straps. So yeah, again, we're talking about summer here. I do have a beach tote. Just carry it in my hand like so, and we can chuck all of our stuff in it. They're really, really handy totes. I've got one down here actually because I use this one during the week. It's made by Coach. They're like TARDISes they're like the TARDIS of bags. You need to get that Doctor Who reference, but you can put so much into them. They're so practical. But yeah, never rucksacks on summer holidays. If you're going down to the beach, yeah, we always take a tote with us when we pack. So when we leave our hotel room to go down to the beach, we basically just chuck all of our stuff into it. And then I'm holding it in my hand. It's far more elegant. Why the hell do you want to put a heavy rucksack on your back? I mean, yeah, you will look tragic, and also it just adds more heat, and nobody wants that on a hot summer holiday. Number 9, tight jeans, stretchy, drain pipe, religion-revealing, Towie-type denims with a protruding oblong in the groin area where the phone is stored look awful on teenagers and tragic on older men. Simon recommends regular straight jeans or loose carpenter's painter's pants like the Waltons used to wear. Now, the Waltons was a show about this family where they had about 200 kids and they lived on the prairie somewhere in America, like set maybe 150 years ago or something. And I kind of vaguely remember it from when I was a child. But they were wearing like dungarees and stuff. And that I would never recommend. So I've got no idea what the hell he's talking about with that last bit. But I do agree with the regular straight jeans. So I still think you want something that's reasonably fitted around your backside and around the thigh area, and then cut straight down with a little bit of a taper towards the bottom of the leg. So for example, if you're not getting your jeans custom made from someone like me and you're going ready-made, a really good one for the average middle-aged guy are Levi's and their 502s, because their 502s have got a really nice sort of cut around the top and the bum area, and they give your bum a little bit of shape. They've got a nice fit through the thigh without looking too skinny, and then they cut through the legs with a nice little taper at the bottom. They're the perfect jean to wear if you like that sort of jacket blazer with a t-shirt or shirt and jeans kind of look. Yeah, Levi 502. I'm not getting paid by anyone, by the way, for mentioning them. But yeah, Levi 502s would be my go-to if I wasn't making them. So there we go. So I kind of agree with him on that first bit with the straight cut. But I don't know what the F he's talking about when he's using the Waltons reference. Number 10, Grail sneakers. I don't even know what a Grail sneaker is. Let's see what he says. Any sporting shoe with a name and number recognised by teenagers. Okay, so these will be like the fashionable trainers that teenagers are going after, and, you know, when the Nike do drops and everybody's after them and so on. So yeah, I agree with that. You kind of want your trainers to be a bit more elegant, classy. Yeah, you just don't want stuff that, I mean, most middle-aged guys these days will be of an age where they'll remember things like Reebok pumps and Air Jordans and things like that from the 80s and early 90s. And yeah, they're just the things that you shouldn't be wearing when you get to a certain age in life. So I do agree with Simon on that. Number 11, dress sneakers. So he mentions the Prime Minister. So he says when he finally retires to Los Angeles in a couple of weeks' time, no comment on the general election, you know that Sunak will become a full-time dress sneakers kind of guy. So his definition of dress sneakers is black or brown, white-soled formal training shoes worn with a suit and tie or skinny jeans is unforgivably naff. Now, if you're watching the YouTube version, I'll have examples of everything that I've talked about so far. So the type of trainer that I'm showing you on screen right now, I don't think there's any problem with white sole trainers at all. The smarter trainer type with a leather top in a dark brown, dark navy, that sort of thing, I don't think there's anything wrong with them. If you're following the advice from 1 or 2 steps ago when we were talking about jeans, that looks absolutely fine. And then if you want to wear those with a t-shirt and a casual jacket over the top, that's a really, really good look. Kind of disagree with him here. I mean, he describes that look as being like business at the front, party at the back, like a mullet. And I kind of agree with him. I think you need to get the quality, the style, the design of the trainer right, but there's nothing wrong with that look at all. I mean, come on, when you get to, it doesn't matter what age you are, you should be able to have a little bit of fun, right? So, liven up, Simon. Number 12, comfort. Even in the summer, this should never be a priority. Ever. Sweats, hoodies, flip-flops and sliders, an elastic waist, Velcro fastening. If you want to be comfortable, spend on fabrics. Cashmere, merino, silk. Okay, let's break this down. So I agree with him about the sweats, hoodies, flip-flops and sliders. I don't think anybody looks good in that stuff. Like, it just screams sloppy, like you didn't care about what you put on that morning. And I get it, for some people, that's their thing. Fine, live your life, you do you. But we're talking about middle-aged people who might be in professional environments or might be going to events and things like that, general socializing, who care about their appearance. I mean, I guess you wouldn't be watching this channel if you didn't care about how you look and present yourself. So I agree with him on that point, but in summer, you need to be comfortable. So having clothing that isn't tightly fitted, when you have shirts that are tightly fitted to the body, you're trapping heat. It's making you sweat. When you have jackets that are too tightly cut, again, you're trapping heat. It's making you sweat. He's right. You should spend on fabrics. You should invest in quality fabrics, but cashmere is a heat trapper. Merino wool is a heat trapper. Why you would wear silk, I've got no freaking idea, because it is not practical. Most guys still need something that's reasonably hard wearing. So I would go for stuff that you feel comfortable in. So maybe looks tailored but smart. And in terms of fabrics, linen, bamboo, cotton are probably the three main things that you want to be looking at during warm weather. I think at some point in this article, he forgot what season he was alluding to in the headline. So, kind of agree but disagree with him on that one. Number 13, black anything. Never in the summer, it looks mean, cheap and naff. Okay, fine. Without being disparaging. So black, some people like black because it makes them feel more confident. It makes them feel slimmer. But the thing with black as a colour, black absorbs energy. Energy in summer comes from the sun, and energy at any time comes from the sun, but energy equals heat. So you don't want to absorb energy because it's going to make you hot. Darker colours will do that. So you're better off wearing lighter colours because lighter colours absorb less of the energy spectrum and therefore they absorb less heat. So if you can wear some lighter colours, I mean, I'm wearing a dark navy t-shirt today, but I've got a lighter coloured linen jacket on the top to help deflect energy and therefore deflect heat. So that's my scientific, gracious explanation as to why you should never wear black. So I agree with him, black, never in the summer. But as for it looking mean, cheap and naff, I think that's just a lazy comment to make, without sort of justifying what you're saying. So there we go. Number 14, bright block colours. Canary yellow, turquoise, purple, salmon, aubergine, damson, etc. Bright, strong colours worn by the older generation are thought to be part of a peacocking process that kicks in when a man stops getting noticed. I don't know the theory behind this, but I just personally think if you like bright, bold colours, go ahead. You've got one life to live. It's fun. The thing with wearing bright, bold colours is that certainly in the UK, a lot of people don't. People tend to dress quite dour a lot of the time over here. And when you wear bright, bold colours, you do get attention, but it makes people happy around you. People talk to you. People comment on what you're wearing and compliment you. So if you are doing it because you're peacocking, fine, whatever, that's your deal. But for other people, especially introverts, wearing something that's a little bit different can really help to break you out of your shell, because other people, it makes you like a magnet. So I don't really have a problem. If you like bright colours or you like colours that are different, go for it, Don't listen to Simon. Number 15, non-iron shirts, he says, are the devil's work because they're full of nasty chemicals and environmentally friendly manufacturing methods. And he's right. A lot of non-iron shirts that you buy off the peg, cheaper non-iron shirts, they're made using artificial fibers, or they've got some chemicals treatment to them. They don't feel good, and they will make you sweat like anything. By that same token, you shouldn't really wear sportswear in summer either, because artificial fibers are no good against the skin when you're trying to keep cool. You should always stick to natural fabrics, again, like cottons, linen, bamboo. Best things to touch your skin. Where was I? So non-iron shirts. But there are non-iron shirts. If you're someone that hates ironing, or you're a business person that travels a lot, which a lot of middle-aged working men are, and you don't have time or you don't like ironing, there's nothing wrong with non-iron shirts, but you've got to be careful with what you buy. So, for example, at Roberto Revilla London, when we tailor shirts, we've got ranges of 100% cotton shirts that are woven in a way that the weave is so tight that the fabric can't spring and bounce. So it makes them very resilient to wrinkling and very easy to launder and iron. Like literally, I iron a lot of my non-iron shirts in 30 seconds flat. And there is a shorts video on that if you look back through my YouTube channel far enough. So yes, generally I agree with him on this point, but you just need to pick your fabrics carefully. Don't buy cheap if you're buying non-iron. Try to find non-iron shirts that are made from natural fabrics. And if you need some help with that, drop me a comment on YouTube or send me a DM if you're watching this. Oh, hang on. Hit the text link in your podcast player and you'll be able to text me at the show directly. He does finish that one with, a man who is tired of ironing is tired of life. Now, I don't mind ironing, but bloody hell, I'm busy. And I'd much rather be doing a lot of other things. So that's the only thing I'll say on that one. Number 16, plain knit socks. Away from the paddle courts, flat weave cotton socks look cheap and tragic. A man's summer socks should be pale wool and ribbed, and he says like a condom. I mean, that was not necessary. Okay, socks. Your feet have got more... The majority of the sweat glands in your body, or your feet have the highest proportion of sweat glands than anywhere else in your body. You sweat about half a mug into each shoe every single day. So what you wear on your feet is very important, not just in terms of shoes, but in terms of your socks as well. The last thing you want to wear, socks-wise, in summer, is wool. Wool will make your feet roast. What you want is... So I wear merino wool socks from Pantherella during the winter, autumn and spring. When we get to summer, I wear Pantherella cotton, not wool. Wool's the worst thing you can do. You're going to sweat even more. When you think you sweat that much into each shoe every day, you're going to end up sweating that much and more into each foot. Disgusting, right? You want cotton socks. If you're wearing trainers and shorts, you can then get away with wearing, you know, those like trainer socks that make it look like you're not wearing socks, but your feet are actually covered. Again, Pantherella, other brands will do them as well, but Pantherella do some great 100% cotton ones. So that's what I would wear. Lightweight cotton socks, you're good. As for flat weave, look, a lot of cheap socks that you buy do look cheap and tragic, because at the end of the day, if you spend good money on socks, they look great and they last a very long time. I've still got Pantherella socks from 12 years ago. If you buy cheap socks like the ones that you get in Tesco's or that you buy in, I don't know, Uniqlo and places like that. Again, they're like good for 5 or 6 launderings and then end up in landfill. It's ridiculous. So, buy less, but buy quality. You'll be fine. So again, that's another point he's made where I think it's a bit lazy not to give more of an explanation. But anyway, there we go. So number 17, new hats. You can wear a baseball cap at any age, but make sure it's a bit battered, plain, or with a niche company restaurant logo on the front. Roll the peak and remove the gold sticker. So I know on the New York Yankee hats, they have that gold sticker at the bottom. Your straw Panama should be similarly beaten up also. You can wear a baseball cap at any age, but make sure it's battered, plain, or with a niche company restaurant logo. What the fuck is he talking about? Sorry. Why would you wear a baseball cap that's got a company or a restaurant logo on it? He's been talking about cheap, tragic, wacky previously in this article, and suddenly he wants you to wear a baseball cap that's got a company or restaurant logo on it. What the hell? No. If you need to wear a baseball cap, wear one that's plain, that hasn't got a logo on it. Or, I mean, for me, I still think New York Yankee, those types of baseball caps, if they've got like a sports logo on, I think they look fine. I mean, baseball caps aren't really my thing. I used to I went through a phase of wearing them about 5 years ago. And then I hit 40 and I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. So yeah, that confuses the fuck out of me. Your straw Panama hat should similarly be beaten up also. Look, if you're going to wear a Panama hat, I don't see the need to stomp up and down on it before you put it on. Panama hats tend to age on their own anyway. You don't need to give them any extra beating up. And I mean, when do you walk around wearing a Panama hat? I guess you use a Panama hat if you're at the cricket or you're at the beach and you want to protect your head, especially if you haven't got a full head of hair like me. To be honest, I don't tend to bother. I just slap loads of Factor 50 on my head. I'm number 17 new hat. I'm not sure what the frick he's talking about there. Sorry, guys. Let me know what you think about that as well. Baseball caps with a restaurant or company logo. If that made sense to you, please tell me. And explain yourself. I want to know. I want to learn. Number 18, prominent logos. If in doubt, debadge. There's a sharp hook-bladed $1.99 gizmo you can buy called a seam ripper or a stitch ripper. Get one and remove all visible labels and logos from apparel. Unpick white safety stitches from new suits. Okay, so that last one, unpicking white safety stitches from new suits, is a thing. You often have safety stitches here and in the vents of the suit. You definitely should take those out. But why he's talking about that for an article that's about what middle-aged men shouldn't be wearing in summer, I'm not sure, because most people aren't really going to be wearing suits. And if you're wearing a suit, it's probably going to be a linen suit. But then, yeah, if you're wearing a linen suit, make sure that, and it's off the peg, make sure that you take all the safety stitches out. Please don't walk around with those in. On the other thing with logos, and I don't know why he's talking about you guys buying a stitch ripper and taking labels out of your clothes. My approach to prominent logos would be, if you're buying polo shirts, avoid those Ralph Lauren ones with the massive prancing horses that take up that much of the chest area. Avoid t-shirts and things like that have got massive logos across, because I think massive logos all over the place screams trying too hard, overcompensating and so on. It's far more classy to go with brands that have got very minimal logos on their clothing to no logos, because when you look at very successful, classy people, and if you're not, don't consider yourself to be in that bracket, but you aspire to be, or you want to look like you are, that's how they dress. Like, my highest end clients do not like logos on anything, because they just want to look like they're dressed well. They don't want people necessarily knowing, or they don't need people to know that they shop in Balenciaga or Ralph Lauren or Hugo Boss. So they tend to avoid big logos or any logos, because it's just classier to be discreet and to be understated. Understated wow factor, that's the way to go. So I agree with his headline, prominent logos, but I don't agree with the explanation he's given. I don't know if this guy is an actual fashion journalist. I don't know if he knows really anything about menswear. He's not demonstrating it to me in this article. If this ever gets to him, Simon Mills of the Times, please get in touch. Might actually look you up in there when I'm next in the building, because I look after some of your bosses. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking that he doesn't really know his subject. Just looking up some other stuff that he's written. Five-a-side at 61 really clear. Laughing at preppers. Abuse. So he's covered some kind of weighty subjects, but he's not actually a fashion journalist by the looks of it. So, and from his profile picture, that kind of makes sense. So there we go. That's my bitchy bit for the day. That's it for this episode. Join in the comments if there's anything that I've disagreed with him and you disagree with me. Let's have that debate. Get in the comments. Yeah, Let's talk about it. All of my middle-aged viewers and listeners, hit me up with your feedback and your thoughts and your questions. If there's anything that you're not sure about, maybe your partners have mentioned certain things to you when you've been getting ready for a night out, and you've thought, okay, well, I'm not sure it was worthy of that criticism or whatever. Anything I can help you with, any answers, any conundrums that I can unravel, get in touch. Thank you so much for your support of the YouTube channel. Please remember to hit subscribe and like if you enjoyed this. And if you'd like me to do more reacting to article videos, then let me know in the comments. And if you're listening to the audio version, thank you so much as ever for tuning in, and please remember to leave a rating and a review. We do have the next Bondathon coming up, and it's Casino Royale. It's a really, really big one. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Tailoring Talk Magazine, and also follow me on Instagram at Roberto Rivera London, and the podcast is at Tailoring Talk Podcast, because we are starting to get some of the shorts from the Casino Royale out there, so you get a little bit of a preview before the actual episode goes out in, I want to say, a week's time realistically. Anyway, I will say goodbye now. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.